I like that.
Yeah, that's Spanish.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, hello, Birdman.
Hey,
we
Wheelz.
meet again.
Yeah.
Who's sick of who more? Like, I see you every week, and sometimes more.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sick of you.
Yeah. Nah,
What I'm not sick of is these.
I enjoy these
beers.
these recording sessions. So.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I miss you, buddy.
Yeah.
So I helped I'm a sucker for pulling over on the side of the road when somebody has like their hood up or their car tire off or whatever.
Yeah.
Because most people, in fact, virtually every person is a dipshit when it comes to cars. So back in the day, I used to drive a tow truck, right? You pull up and they'd have the hood up when you get there, and you go like, "Well, what are you looking for?"
Yeah.
Were you just thinking like there was going to be like a plug off, or like it was a breaker box in your basement? Like
Flat rear tire, and they got the hood up.
is this the universal sign of like I'm looking for something?
Yeah.
But yesterday I helped two little old ladies, God bless their hearts, Ellie and Anne. And she had a pretty late model Mini Cooper.
Okay.
No cell phones. Not a cell phone in sight.
Jesus.
She hit the curb, so she was like, "Do you think we just plug it?" But the whole side of the tire had a gaping hole in it. I was like, no, we're not going to plug that. So basically, long story short, she's like, "I have 3As. Can we call 3As?" And I was like, "Do you mean AAA?" And so the one snuck me $20 just because I crawled under their car, helped them put the flat tire on there. I took them to the gas station, put the air in the donut, blah, blah, blah. And she gave me $20, and her friend was like, "She's got more money than she knows what to do with. Give me your address, hun." And I was like, no, seriously, I don't want your money, I don't want anything. She's like, "No, give me your address." And when a little old lady tells you twice,
Yeah. No, you just listen.
just go with it. So I gave him my address. So maybe in the next episode or two, I'll let you know what shows up in the mail.
Nice.
That was my good Samaritan story of the day. Also, what like 85, 90-year-old woman with no cell phone drives a Mini Cooper? God bless Ellie.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah.
Fun little car.
It's probably amazing that she's actually still driving.
She had no idea. She fell too.
Oh,
and
Jesus
was at a
Christ.
busy intersection. The school bus couldn't get by. It was a whole thing. And I was like, I'm going to jail somehow just for being a nice guy. But no, all's well that ended well. Ellie, God bless you.
She's probably watching. So.
Yeah, she's probably, well, I told her, I was like, "Here's my address at RankEmzPodcast.com.
Yeah.
Follow us there. Maybe I'll tell you where I live." Welcome to RankEmz. Sup, Birdman. That's my story of the day. Picking a random topic. This is a regular old episode.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, but you do. And I guarantee I'm right. So hit us.
All right, so I know this is going to be a little outdated when this comes out, but right now, like all over the goddamn TV, there's only really like one movie that's out right now, and it's The Batman. So like, as I'm currently looking for, actually, I enjoy going to the movies, right? But that's like the only thing out. And this one doesn't really look great. It's got the Twilight guy as Batman. I'm not really into it.
It's a little weird too. It's like a little like different. It's a departure of their normal.
It seems like
Batman.
It's going to the darker version. The more, it's like a style that a lot of these movies seem to be going in. So I do like Batman movies though, right? So it did kind of intrigue me. So and I kind of started to think like, what do I like most about Batman? Like, what is it about that character and that set of movies that I enjoy? So I've never been a comic book guy, so I was never kind of into the comic book series. But one thing,
look like one though.
I do. Oh yeah, no.
Just looking at your face, like, that's a comic book face, right?
Yeah.
It's also like
I got the build for it. Yeah, like
if it smells like a fart in the room, like you got that. I was the fart guy face. I'm right there with you, so I'm not making fun of you, but like we're the fart guys.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, it's probably pretty amazing that I don't like comic books. But one thing that I think each of the Batman movies really does well are the villains. And there's only one awesome villain, that's the Joker. So what we're going to do today is rank the 4 movie Jokers in the recent kind of set of Batmans. So I'm pretty sure you would have seen all of these, or at least seen kind of parts of each of these. So let me give you the quick list. Then I'll give a quick background on each of these guys. So
for the record, though, of all the the superhero movies, like I'm most up to speed on Batman. So you're in my wheelhouse right now.
And it's my favorite set of movies as well, right?
And if it's not anybody out there's favorite, then you're an idiot, right? It has to be the top.
I don't know. Iron Man was pretty good.
Come on. All right, go ahead. Moving on.
All right, so the first one is Jared Leto, who was in the Suicide Squad as the Joker. Second one, Jack Nicholson from the 1989 Batman movie. Number 3, Joaquin Phoenix from the movie Just Joker. And number 4, Heath Ledger from The Dark Knight. So,
all right, let me rattle that off one more time because I want to make sure I just got everything.
Jared Leto, Suicide Squad. Jack Nicholson, 1989 Batman. Joaquin Phoenix, Joker. And Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight. So, yeah, you take your time there. I have just a couple things to say about each one of these, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, no, I already have my list, but please elaborate.
So, yeah, Jared Leto, Suicide Squad. It was a 2016 movie that featured Jared Leto as the Joker. It is rumored that Leto was in character for the whole movie shoot, including kind of before even the shooting started. It's said that Leto sent gifts to the other cast members as the Joker during the movie, which included things like rats, bullets, dead pigs, anal beads, used condoms, sticky Playboy magazines. So, like, he kind of really, like, acted like a kind of creep on set.
Or just like all this, or just all the stuff that's in your closet at home.
Yeah. No, I've got a couple of those items.
Yeah, sticky beads.
So he has actually denied this in a couple of different interviews, but then some of the other castmates kind of stick by their story, so you don't know really who's telling the truth there. But number 2, Jack Nicholson from the 1989 Batman movie. So, fun fact, Nicholson was actually not the original person considered for this role. Robin Williams, Tim Curry, Willem Dafoe, David Bowie, Ray Liotta, and James Woods were all considered. The studio finally did make the decision to go with Jack Nicholson, and then with that, actually gave Jack some control. So one interesting item, Jack was given approval rights over the makeup and design of the Joker character.
I think a fun RankEmz could be ranking what those others could have looked like. Food for thought in the future, but it'd just be interesting to think of like James Woods or who else did you say?
Robin Williams, David Bowie.
Robin Williams, that would have been he's not dark enough, but yeah.
Jack,
I like that list.
Yeah, Jack was nominated for a Golden Globe for that year for his version of the Joker. Number 3, Joaquin Phoenix from the movie Joker, 2019 film which features the origin story of the Joker. Played by Joaquin Phoenix, the character Arthur Fleck is a party clown, an aspiring stand-up comedian that has a condition where he laughs at inappropriate situations. The portrayal is a very kind of dark version of the Joker character. Joaquin won Best Actor at the Oscars that year for his role. Number 4, Heath Ledger. This is from The Dark Knight, 2008 Batman movie where Heath Ledger played the Joker. Most highly rated movie of the bunch and most successful, earning over $1 billion at the box office. Similar to Joaquin Phoenix. Yep, billion with a B. Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker was kind of dark and very interesting. For his portrayal, actually after his death, Heath Ledger won Best Actors at the Golden Globes and at the Oscars in 2009. So that's what we got. There's only 4 here. There were others that play the Joker in some of the animated movies. I've never seen any of those. I figure that's not going to be necessarily relevant for what we're doing here. I figured it would be a little bit outside of our wheelhouse, but
yeah, I like this list a lot.
Yeah, it's a different twist. It's not just what's your favorite superhero. I think it's kind of going to be in our wheelhouse, and we can kind of talk to each one of these. So
I think we already said who our favorite superhero is, though, right? It's Batman, so that's obvious.
Yeah.
So it's his nemesis. And as always, I'm starting, right?
Yeah. Let's hear that 4.
One quick thing. Was the Joker like that big of a deal before this list of movies? Like, I know it was like Batman in the comic books, like Nemesis, but were like the other villains just as big, but only when it came to like the Penguin or Bane or whoever? Like, was the Joker always his main nemesis? I don't know the answer.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know in like the 60s TV show, a guy named Cesar Romero, I think it was Cesar Romero, played the Joker. So like he was in the TV series, and I think like as a regular character, like
the Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now what I don't know is
the
like
biggest villain.
I don't know if he appears in the most editions of the comic books. Yeah,
Right.
it feels that way, but I'm not that into it.
I just didn't know if it was our lifetime or always. But either way, he's definitely the biggest sumbitch.
It feels
that
like
we
it.
know.
Actually, to be
Yeah,
honest,
fuck.
he feels like the biggest superhero villain.
He's just.
I'm sure
I hate
people would argue
guy.
that, but like he just seems like he's the most well-known villain out of any
I hate
superhero.
that. I hate that freaking guy.
Yeah.
Don't you hate him?
Yeah, but some of these guys have played him.
or whatever.
Some of these guys have played him really well, though. He's an interesting character.
No, this is a great list. So, all right, without any further ado, I have to go for Suicide Squad, Jared Leto, and here's why. When I'd say that, like, I watch a lot of the Batman movies. There's a couple fringe ones like Suicide Squad that I have not really seen all that much.
Yep.
2 reasons why I put it number 4. Well, first of all, he's a method actor, right? Which is like that. Like him and Heath Ledger and a bunch of people really are. Even Al Bundy in Wayne's World, I learned. In that scene at Stan Mikita's donut shop, he never broke character once. Fun fact. But girls love Jared Leto, which pisses me off because he looks like a girl. But he looks like a pretty girl.
Listen,
whatever.
I'm a fan.
No, I don't not like him. It just pisses me off every time he comes on TV. You can't get your girlfriend's attention. Right? Call me, call me inadequate. But I also never really, the ones where like it's the how do I say this? Like amalgamation of superheroes all in one movie aren't for me.
Yeah.
Like I like the one, even Batman versus Superman, which I did like, was a little too much. I was like, I want one hero and one villain, right?
Yeah.
Whereas these have a group. That said, don't know much about it. Probably a great movie. Haven't seen much of it. Number 4, probably still well acted.
Yeah, so it's actually it did not do that well at the box office. Like they spent a ton of money. I think it made money, but like the approval ratings on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, it's definitely the worst of the list. There was another Suicide Squad movie, so they made a sequel to it, and actually they made an individual Harley Quinn movie kind of off of this. So it was successful enough, but in this list of 4, it was definitely the worst.
And Harley Quinn was the babe from like Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And she's the Joker's girlfriend.
Now I'm following. Okay.
So I actually also have Jared Leto down there. I am a fan of him. I think he's a great actor. He was awesome in Dallas Buyers Club. Yeah.
Yep.
I think he also at least was nominated for the Oscar, if not won it that year. So yeah, he's good. I remember him from back in the day. Do you remember him on My So-Called Life or My So-Called Teen Life?
My So-Called Life.
With Claire Danes.
Also Fight Club, believe it or not.
Yeah.
30 Seconds to Mars.
I enjoy a couple of their albums. So yeah, I'm a Jared Leto fan.
Yeah, I am too. But the problem is like so is like every girl.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Stop being so attractive or something.
So yeah, like kind of so I have him at 4. One thing that is a little bit different from some of these other movies is, like you said, it's kind of it's an ensemble cast. So he was not necessarily. Also, it was all villains. Like that was the point of the movie. So he wasn't really a focal point in kind of anything. There were certain scenes where he was certainly the focal point, but it was a little bit different. He was creepy for sure, and kind of like the way his build is. He's kind of like very bony at times, and he looked the part for sure. But it's a tough list. Like all of these were good. Like I still enjoyed that movie and I enjoyed him in it, but he's the number 4. I think that one was kind of easy, to be honest.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I don't have to go back and watch the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a good airplane movie,
Oh, those are the best because you got nothing else to do.
Yeah,
right.
It passes the time.
You just tell your boss. You tell your boss that Wi-Fi didn't work.
Yeah.
So you just you get a movie nap in the middle of the day. Yeah. On that same vein, number 3, Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker.
That's questionable, but
I do need to watch it again. I do think there was a lot of like mental health kind of things that came up that made it a little uncomfy for me at the beginning, so I had to turn it off. Those kinds of things. Spoiler alert, I've dealt with some stuff like that in my life too. I think a lot of people have, and it just made it super uncomfy.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to even get through, like the fact that he was just like laughing at everything. Now, I will say, going back to number 4, I need to go back and give another chance, no doubt. Yeah. Part of this is because it's the ones I know the least, and Joaquin Phoenix, man, I can't put a finger on if I like that guy as an actor or not. Like, he's either like a joke or great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll never forget he went on Letterman.
That whole thing, was that real or was that contrived or both?
I think it was fake. Like, it was for that movie. Like, I think it was called Wish You Were Here or something, or I Was Here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's a weirdo for sure. That role, I'll talk about it when I get to him on my list, but like, it was great. But yeah,
I'll have to go back and give it another try. I'll give you that much, right? I'll give you that much. These next two are going to be complete. Like, this is mayhem. Obviously, I think hopefully we have the same top two. We'll see. It actually sounds like we don't, though. After what you just said, but the point is, don't know enough about it. And as they get a little bit more like modern and creepier, I don't know. It's hard for me to really like get behind. And he's another guy, another method actor that's just like completely in character the whole time, which is great. Don't get me wrong. That's like some of the best stuff ever. But I don't know. It was just like I turned it on. It was so uncomfortable. I had to stop watching.
Yeah. Listen, I hear what you're saying. I disagree, and I think you're wrong. I have Jack Nicholson number 3.
Okay.
3 was a tough one for me, right? So, like, as a kid, loved Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He did such a great job opposite Michael Keaton. He was kind of perfect for Tim Burton's vision of that movie, I feel like. But compared to some of these others, he was a little, even just like his look, a little bit too cartoonish to what I'm used to now and kind of what I've come to enjoy.
It's also the oldest.
Yeah. So like I said, I think he played that role to be the nemesis of Michael Keaton, to be in a Tim Burton movie perfectly. Like he did. He couldn't have done any better. I just like some of these other guys. I like their take on it a little bit, but I like the darker, kind of more fucked up version. It just feels more real rather than comic booky, you know? Which I think is just a taste thing. But yeah, for me, he was great. Like I said, top 3 is tough. But yeah, I got Jack at number 3.
I just had a moment between what you just said and before that where I flip-flopped.
Okay.
So my 2 and 1 just switched. Jack Nicholson, number 2.
Okay.
For me as a kid, it was like the original. It was my first experience with the Joker. And I know a lot of what we talk about is nostalgia and whatever in these rankings, right? And how it impacted us. So that was on top of my mind until just now. Well, obviously it was awesome. Jack Nicholson, come on, top 5 of all time, probably, actors?
Yeah.
Or top 10, something like that? Who knows? A story for another day. I love that movie. I saw it in the movie theater. I still have like the photo booth where it's like either 4 pictures of like you and your friends and your cousin, the whole thing. I would argue that's still my number 1 favorite Batman movie.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just because it was like, I don't know, it still holds up. Like I know it's 1989, right? But it still looks pretty good. It's not unwatchable. Like it's not cheesy special effects, whatever. Like it's probably a little bit, but that big old gun that he's got and the whole thing. But you're right, cartoonish is what triggered it for me, and I think you're right. And it almost is like you feel bad for the Joker in that one to some degree because he kind of got a bum deal.
Yeah.
Where the other ones, like it paints the picture from the Joker's perspective where, you know, he did get shit on a little bit.
Yeah.
And like he's a little mentally disturbed. So I'm gonna go with Keaton, 1989 Batman, number 2.
We're not, like I said, we're not far off here. My number 2, I got Joaquin Phoenix. So you and I kind of just disagree on this middle pack here, but I will agree with you. This movie was difficult to watch.
Hard.
So I've only seen the movie one time, and I have no intentions on ever seeing it again. I did see it in the movie theater. I went with a buddy of mine, Bob. We went to the movie theater kind of like early afternoon.
So by yourself or?
No, me and Bob went. So it was the 2 of us. And
your real Bob or that Bob?
No, it's buddy Bob I have down here.
Okay, so just you. Got it. Okay.
The portrayal that Joaquin Phoenix did, like the the amount of acting and kind of like what he poured into that role was unfriggin' real. Like the way he was able to kind of show a mentally ill guy and kind of how he spiraled. And, you know, the way the movie was, where it was like from his point of view, and then they kind of go back to the end to see actually like what was happening. Like you could tell he was spiraling, but then to actually get the view of what was going on from someone else to see what was actually happening, and it was even worse than you had expected. It was completely twisted, and like some of the shit he did, some of the people he killed in that, like, awesome. It was awesome to watch once. Made me uncomfortable.
I didn't expect awesome to be the word you said after that, but okay, I got
you.
it.
Just the acting. Like, he just...
No, I know what you mean.
He did so well. You know, I used to be able to watch kind of like those depressing movies. I remember, speaking of Jared Leto, Requiem for a Dream. Loved that movie.
Gracious.
Right? But like,
gracious.
I can't watch that movie anymore. It's just too friggin' depressing.
Basketball Diaries.
Yeah, I can't, like, that kind of stuff is tough to, and the you know, Joker was kind of that movie, but he did a great job. It was not good enough for my top spot, but he definitely deserved the Oscar for his role. I don't remember what else he was up against, but like, it was an Oscar-worthy performance for sure, and he won, so made sense to me.
Yeah, I think you touched on it. I think like the mental illness part, I just couldn't get through it. Right, It was just like it was too painful. So I started it, and I had no idea. And also, I was watching with Bob too, and I think it was part of the problem.
Oh yeah.
He's not a good guy to watch movies with. Tell you that much. Well, he's a good guy to watch like Adam Sandler movies with.
Not this kind of movie.
The cat's pushing. Look, I put my bag in front of the door. It's we're busted through. Kit Kat. But yeah, no, I do owe it another try. I really do.
I got through because
interesting, man.
I sat in the movie theater, so I was like, oh, I'm not going to leave. But I was uncomfortable.
How many Sour Patch Kids?
Oh, none. So I just get a cherry, actually root beer, and Reese's Pieces.
The popcorn?
No. So popcorn for me at the movies is one every 3 times, maybe.
I love pop. Yeah, that's a must-have. But I also get Sour Patch Kids and Sody Pop. I went to this one down by us. It was Sing 2 came out, for my daughter. And loaded tater tots, believe it or not.
That sounds good.
I was like, I don't even care what's on the screen right now. Totally. No. Okay. Hi, Kat. Welcome to the show. Who's your favorite Joker? The stuffed one that you chase around with catnip on it? All right, so we're obviously in agreement.
Yeah.
Maybe not only one of the finest Joker portrayals I've ever seen, maybe one of the best, like, the whole thing about it with Heath Ledger in the Dark Knight was incredible. He was so creepy, so like something about it, the whole thing, and the fact that like he died.
Yeah.
Right. During the filming of that movie.
That trio of movies where Christian Bale was Batman. Yeah. That was an awesome set of Batman movies.
That's the best trilogy.
Yeah, and the Dark Knight for me was the best of those 3.
Yeah.
The first one was like the origin story. The second one was the Dark Knight with him, and then the third one was, what was it? Dark Knight Rises, where with Bane.
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises.
So like, yeah, this was the best of that trilogy, and yeah, I agree with you. He certainly deserved all the awards. It sucks that he, died and didn't get to kind of enjoy any of that, but man, awesome portrayal.
Remind me how he died. I know he died during it. It wasn't like on production, was it? Like
no. I think it was after, but it was before the awards. It was after it was shot, before it came out. I think overdose.
That's right.
So
you're gonna have to give me a second. This cat is digging around in this plastic bag, and that's gonna show up in the audio. Maybe give us some filler in the meantime. Hey, cat.
Yeah. No, I'll just kind of talk through some of this, but like.
Okay. No cats were harmed during the production of this video, for everyone, just so you can see.
His version to me was kind of the best combination of comic book and then dark. I really feel like it was dark enough, and like the scene where he does the disappearing trick with the pencil and like slams the guy face through it.
Yeah.
Real dark, you know what I mean? Like murders a guy right in front of you. But then even his outfit was more cartoony than Joaquin Phoenix's was. You know, like he still had the purple suit, had more bright makeup. You know, it was so good. That movie is awesome.
You almost felt for him too.
Yes,
a little bit.
Yeah,
like you're almost like, this guy is like making sense and has been shit on by society. It's like, why am I siding with the Joker?
Yeah. How about that opening scene where it was the bank robbery, and it's like, it was just so well shot. It was the awesome way to open the movie and just to introduce him as the character.
Downstairs. As soon as we finish this, I'm going downstairs and turning it on.
Yeah, it's great. So
period. Yeah, but this is probably the most we've ever agreed.
Yeah.
Ever. Heath Ledger's a great actor. He's kind of in that Jared Leto, Joaquin Phoenix camp.
Yeah.
Whereas Nicholson's always just kind of been like that, like big time Hollywood actor. Great list, man. Great list. I think we only disagreed on 2, 3.
Yeah, the middle chunk, but that's fine. To be honest, I figured that was the case because I think it's an easy 4 and an easy 1.
I have a quick honorable mention scenario.
Okay. I was going to say I don't have any honorable mentions because these are the 4 I know, but
we all know the dumbest Batman of all time, right?
Okay, actually, so this was actually another possible topic, was like ranking your favorite Batman, but go ahead.
It's the George Clooney one.
Yeah. Was he in the one that had Arnold as Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze. Wait, I get him and Val Kilmer mixed up. You're right.
So Val Kilmer was bad too.
No, I think Clooney was worse. Well, also, we don't need Robin. I'm done with Robin.
Yeah,
no matter
agreed.
what the actor is, Chris O'Donnell again. I can't remember what they did there, but save Robin.
Yep.
Like keep him. We don't need him.
In the Dark Knight, it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He was like the orphan cop. It was
they teased it.
Insinuated.
It wasn't actual. Yeah.
I was okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy, and I do like that Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
With the push broom mustache.
Actually, so you know what? I'm going to agree with you. Clooney was the worst. If you remember, there was a controversy because they had nipples on the suit when Clooney was there.
He was terrible, and it was just like one big like snarky, like he's like his sense of humor from Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
But he was Batman. Like just keep that out of it.
One
downside.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the one downside to Christian Bale was his voice was a little bit too ridiculous.
He's just a good actor, and like those movies were awesome. Christopher Nolan, like
Christian Bale might be one of the finest of all time. Let's just leave that there. One of the second most scariest villain, actually the scariest villain, I think, was Bane. That was terrifying because he beat the ever-loving holy crap out of Batman at one time, left him in a hole. Remember when he mashed his face thing in?
He was awesome.
That was fun to watch too.
That was the movie where they pulled the plane apart, right?
Yep.
That was a cool like action scene. Yeah, that trilogy was awesome. That's my favorite set of
even the I don't know, Ra's al Ghul or whatever the guy from the first one. He was scary too. That whole trilogy was the best by far. Yeah. I just think that 1989, Keaton, Nicholson, like that's just nostalgic for me. Yeah, and I think it resurrected the whole franchise.
Yeah, I love me Michael Keaton.
And then he had the Danny DeVito and. It got pretty bad from there, but anyway, great list, man.
Yeah, no, I thought this was kind of a fun one, you know. Yeah.
It'd be kind of nice. It'd be kind of nice if you like didn't fuck up all the time.
I know,
like you did on this one. So.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Congrats, I guess. I don't know.
That's it, and that's all.
What's up, bro?
All right, so thanks everyone for joining us this week. We look forward to being back every week with a new RankEmz list. Thanks to all of our followers out there. Please share our content if you enjoy it. Follow us on all social media apps at RankEmz Podcast. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and the Snapchats. Please smash that like button. It really helps us out. And comment below as needed. Smash that like button, though. You know what I mean?
Smash it. You know what I'm saying?
All links will be listed below by our producer and engineer, Smitty. Thanks all for listening. We'll be back again next week. See you, Wheels.
Adios, amigo. Kim Basinger's a babe, too. We'll come back to this.
Yeah, later.
We'll see you next time.